Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is lecture of gross anatomy of lower limb. The topic is anatomy of the leg, the aterolateral compartment of the leg, and it is for first professional MBBS students. I am Dr. Kalimullah, Demonstrator, Anatomy Department, GKMC Swabi. The leg is the part of the lower limb which is in between the foot and the thigh region, or more precisely, you can say the area between the knee joint and the ankle joint. We will discuss the bones of the leg, the muscles of the leg, the compartments of the leg in which the muscles lie, and their functions, their blood supply, their nerve supply, and the fascia of the leg region, which is the continuation of the fascia lata of the thigh region. The fascia of the leg are the crural fascia. Pertaining to the leg, the term crural is also used. Students, you can see in the slide the diagram of a leg. There is a whitish coating upon the leg, and beneath the whitish coating are the muscles. This whitish coating is the deep fascia, and beneath are the muscles. You can see the anterior, lateral, and also the some of the posterior aspect. In the next diagram, you can see the cross section. T means the tibia and F means the fibula bone. In between the T and F, there is an interosseous membrane, and from the periphery, the deep fascia sends its septa upon the fibula bone. There are two septa which dips upon the fibula and divide the entire leg into three compartments. The A means the anterior compartment, L means the lateral compartment. Both of the compartments collectively are called the anterolateral compartments. Now behind is the posterior compartment. The posterior compartment is divided into superficial posterior and deep posterior. Let us go to the slide. The fascia is the continuation of the fascia lata. It is attached above with the tibia and along the whole length with the tibia, and below with the ankle bones, and forms the extensor and the flexor and the peroneal retinaculum. It is attached on the medial and anterior aspect with the tibial bone borders. Two septa dips from the periphery. These are the and divides the compartment into anterior and the lateral compartment. The anterior compartment is extensor, the lateral is everter, and the posterior compartment is flexor compartment. Each of the compartment has its own nerve and blood supply and its own action and its own clinical relevance. The distal attachments of deep fascia. Distally, the deep fascia thickens and form the flexor, the extensor, and the fibular are the peroneal retinaculum, and it has been shown in the diagram given in the slide. Now the anterolateral compartment of the leg. The superficial veins, they are drained from the dorsal venous arch present on the dorsum of the foot, and they drain on the medial side into the great saphenous vein, and on the lateral side in the short saphenous vein. The short saphenous vein drains into the deep vein in the popliteal region, that is in the popliteal vein, and the great saphenous vein goes upward in the thigh, and on the anterior medial aspect it pierces the cribriform fascia and enters the femoral triangle and ends in the femoral vein. Now the anterior compartment. The muscles of the anterior compartment are the tibialis anterior, extensor, hallucis, longus. Hallucis means hallux. It means the great toe. The extensor digitorum longus. Digitorum means the muscle which sends its tendons to the digits. And the Peroneus tertius are the fibularis tertius muscle. This compartment is supplied by the deep peroneal nerve. Its blood supply is from the interior tibial artery, and its action are the dorsiflexion and inversion of the foot. Now, the lateral or the peroneal compartment. It includes the Peroneus longus or the fibularis longus muscle and the Peroneus brevis or the fibularis brevis muscle. The nerve supply is from the superficial peroneal nerve, and the blood supply is from the fibular artery. The action of these two muscles is plantar flexion and eversion. These both of the two peroneal muscles are also called peronei. These muscles are given in the diagram, and their nerve and blood supply, the vessels are also being given. Now the interior compartment and its muscles. Tibialis anterior. It arises from the lateral tibial condyle and the adjacent interosseous membrane in between the tibia and the fibula. Its insertion is upon the first cuneiform or the medial cuneiform bone as shown in the diagram. The medial cuneiform is the first cuneiform, the intermediate is the second, and the lateral cuneiform is the third cuneiform bone. And it is also inserted upon the first metatarsal bone of the foot. Its action is dorsiflexion and inversion of the foot. It maintains the medial longitudinal arch of the foot. The arches of the foot we will study in the study of the discussion of the foot, inshallah. Now the extensor hallucis longus, as shown in the diagram on the right side, it arises from the middle half of the fibula and the adjacent interosseous membrane, inserts upon the base of the distal phalanx of the big toe after passing beneath the extensor retinaculum along with the other tendons of the dorsum of the foot. The action is extension of the big toe, and extension is also called the dorsiflexion and inversion of the foot. The extensor digitorum longus muscle arises from lateral tibial condyle, upper fibula, and the adjacent interosseous membrane. Sorry. It inserts upon the bases of the middle and distal phalanges after passing beneath the extensor retinaculum as is shown in the diagram on the left side along with other muscles tendons, and inserts through dorsal digital expansion or the extensor expansion of the phalanges. Its action is dorsiflexion of the foot and extension of the toes and evert the foot as well. The Peroneus tertius or fibularis tertius arises distal third below the extensor hallucis longus muscle from the fibula and the adjacent interosseous membrane. It inserts at the base of the fifth metatarsal bone and bring about dorsiflexion of the foot and eversion of the foot. Students, eversion will be brought about by those muscles which are attached on the lateral aspect, and inversion will be brought about by those muscles the tendon of which are attached on the medial aspect. The lateral group contains two muscles, the Peroneus longus or the fibularis longus and the Peroneus brevis or the fibularis brevis muscle. These are also called the Peroneus. As shown in the diagram on the right side, the muscles are arising from above and their tendons goes behind the lateral malleolus and inserts upon the bones of the foot. The Peroneus longus muscle arises from lateral tibial condyle and upper fibula. Its tendon passes beneath the peroneal retinaculum and behind the lateral malleolus and goes obliquely toward the first metatarsal bone and medial cuneiform bone on the plantar aspect of the foot. Therefore, it brings about the eversion and the plantar flexion of the foot. In case of tibial nerve palsy, when there is a problem in plantar flexion, the peroneus longus is the muscle which is intact then and can bring about plantar flexion to some extent. And it also maintains the lateral, longitudinal, and the transverse arches both. The peroneus brevis muscle arises from the lower lateral fibula and the intermuscular septum. After passing beneath the peroneal retinaculum and the lateral malleolus, it inserts upon the base of the fifth metatarsal bone. So it brings about plantar flexion and eversion of the foot. So this was all about the anterolateral aspect of the leg, the muscles, the fascia, the bones, the intermuscular septa, and the groups of the muscles, their action and their origin and insertion, their nerve supply and blood supply. Next time we will take the posterior aspect of the leg, inshallah. Wish you have good time. Thank you very much.